welcome back everybody, and today we're back in Scrap Mechanic. Now today, we're going to be checking out this automatic farm. Now, I'm just going to be quickly covering basically how this farm works and how efficient it is. And basically, yeah, just telling you overall how this farm works and performs. Now, this farm has a fairly intricate system for all of the logic, because I specifically wanted this thing to be one button press, and then you can just let it do its thing, and it's going to return. So, if we go and check this out with our connect tool right here, there is quite a spider web going on here. Nothing too crazy though, because a big part of this is just connecting everything to the vacuum pumps and the water cannons. Now, how this is done, we have a pumping station back here for the water, which is just very, very simple, 2 vacuum pumps, and it's just on a repeater like that. And it is a fairly basic design, right? So we have only 1 row of vacuum pumps instead of 2 rows. So basically, what this means is that when you want to harvest, you just flip them around like that. But when you want to plant, you just flip them again. So like this, they're going to be planting now. If we go the other way, then they're going to be harvesting, right? So in here, as you can see, we have tomato seeds right now and some tomatoes. You need to remove all of the fruit and veg from inside of the chests before you can plant again, right? Because otherwise you're going to be shooting out the fruit and yeah, just wasting it. That's not the main issue with it, not that you're going to waste things. It's mainly that you are going to be missing plots, because instead of shooting out a seed, you're just going to shoot out the fruit. And of course, that's not going to plant anything unless you are talking about potatoes, in which case it's still kind of a waste. So I'm just going to pick up all these seeds. Now, you probably want to be by the coast, preferably on like a peninsula like this, so you only have one side to defend. This wall is just a temporary wall with some level 3 metal. I want to get key cards all over the wall, so the bots do not break it. And then I probably want to make this thing out of like stone bricks or something, make it look a little bit better, right? But basically, then we have this little simple wall where we have all of our seeds. This thing still needs to be expanded. We have not moved over all of these seeds yet, so this thing might be expanded most likely in the future. And so, you know, you just want to have your little corner where you can just dump all of your seeds out, because you do not need all these Jesus Christ, access seeds. Excess, there we go. Now I got it. 3rd time's a charm, or however many time that was. So all you have to really do is just go and clean out all of these every now and then. If you keep planting the same fruit or crop or whatever, then you can just remove all of the yield and leave the seeds inside, and as long as it doesn't fill up, you should be fine. Now, as far as I'm concerned, Scrap Mechanic does not have a shortcut to drop things, which is a little bit frustrating. If anybody does know what that would be, then please let me know in the comments down below. Now, as you can see, a very, very beautiful setup here. So basically, all these wheels, they spin on their own. It's just Scrap Mechanic for you. Here's the button to start the thing. I'm not going to be using the farm right now, but I will switch these over and I will show you how this would work though and how it goes. Right now it is in harvesting mode with nothing to harvest, so you'll just see the watering. As you can see, it goes by. And then for the end, it kind of slows down a little bit. And then same on the other side. But how this is done so we don't waste seed or water or whatever. Water isn't too important to not waste. Basically how we have it done is that there are these little bars. So these sensors here all detect a certain bar, and so some of these sensors are for planting, some are for watering, some are for the switching of side to side, right? And some are for harvesting, and who knows what, right? So all those sensors basically give info to the logic system, basically to be like, hey, right now above this, go and send a signal to this one to do that, right? And because the watering is behind this, they each have a separate sensor. So this is the one for the watering, this is the one for the planting, right? So we aren't watering here or planting there. That's basically how that works. Now the wheels are on the top, literally just for the thing to have something to roll on, because otherwise we would have a lot of friction, and that's kind of why we need non-friction blocks in survival. That would be great, but it is what it is, right? And so we have a lot of plots here. Let me, give me a second. 1 second.
One eternity later.
Thing is a 16 like that by 14 like this. And we have a total of 224 plots of farmland. Now, I'm not sure precisely how much seed this is, but it's 20 per stack, and we have a 4x3 of it, right? So we have 12 stacks of 20 here, but that seems to be enough with a little bit spare for the farm in case some does get wasted. And with these kinds of seeds like potatoes, carrots, and tomatoes, and beets, it's not that bad if you do manage to accidentally waste some and you need to get more just from looting. It's pretty easy, but that is basically how I have my my seed wall set up, right? It's fairly simple design. I would recommend this design. Just have a simple wall for all of your seed, and it's just way easier. Now, there is also a seat over here that you can hop into, which actually, if we turn the HUD on, we can see one button, and that is the same button that is down over there that I pressed at the start. So it is connected on that little green line right here. You can see it connected to that right there. So basically, how the logic system works, I'm not going to get too in depth with it, but we have some flip-flops and some things that tell it that if this thing is doing that, then in this amount of time it should stop doing that and do that again, but in the opposite order. It's fairly complicated, right? But mainly just a bunch of flip-flops, which is what these are, which are the NOR logic gate setups, with a AND gate as a kind of surge protector, as I like to call it, just to make sure it does not go crazy and start flickering, right? And so this all just has the inputs from the sensors, and is this? I actually have no idea. It's been a little while since I built this, but no. We just have some inverting logic gates right here for all of the outputs from the sensors, so it's actually giving the correct output, because sometimes we need the opposite for whatever it is to stay either extended when the sensor is off, or to stay retracted when the sensor is on. It's a very, very simple way of correcting a mistake where you just have the sensor set up that it detects the wrong thing at the wrong point. And also to make this cheaper, instead of having every single row just, you know, full of vacuum pumps and chests, right? We would have to have double the amount that we have right now, which is 7. And if we didn't have this little thing going on, we would actually have to have 14, which would be a whole lot more resources. But all that's going on, right there, you can see that, right there is a little piston, right? And basically what that does, when it goes all the way to the end, there is a sensor that is set to switch, and this little thing has the precise shape to activate all the sensors that it needs to. But basically, it will switch it to the other side, so then it will go back doing the other row. So first it does this one, so it does every other row, and then on the way back it does the other ones, and then when it reaches the end, we'll detect this again, and it will flip over, right? So fairly simple. And it's all just mainly based on sensors doing most of the detecting work, and then just a little bit of logic, and then a huge gantry rail system basically to keep the whole thing moving, right? So what we have done here is, it's actually pretty like high-tech in a way, but it's not too complicated. I would definitely recommend, if you have a long-term survival world, to build an automatic farm. Not necessarily this type or this complicated, but you know, just an automatic farm of some sort, because it will save you a lot of hassle. Now, one thing, Scrap Mechanic, you need to fix your wheels, because this is not connected to anything. This bearing is just, it's a free-floating bearing, right? It does no input, so why is the wheel spinning? There should be friction slowing the wheel down when it's contacting that. But apparently not, according to Scrap Mechanic physics. It should actually be spinning. I know, very, very weird, but yeah. Otherwise, Scrap Mechanic does actually handle this thing fairly well. No lag, nothing. And all the logic works pretty reliably as far as I've seen. And yeah, I don't get it. The wheels just, all of them spin at a different pace. This one spins very fast, same as that one in that corner. These spin slower, this one spins slower, that one spins slower, but then these do not spin. And I can actually tell you why, because these are not clipping with this bar, because there is not very much side-to-side pressure, but there's a lot of downwards pressure, so when it clips, basically makes the wheel rotate. So, very interesting logic, but yeah, that's basically the automatic farm. There will be future upgrades to the wall and the surrounding area. This farm is also fairly easy to expand. I will just quickly show you, or tell you, how that could be done, because I do not plan on expanding it right now. But if we ever do want to, this peninsula has probably twice as much space. We can go all the way to here and just have a way bigger wall. And we will have, well, basically over double, I think, of the farm that we have right now. And it's fairly simple. We might need more water pumps, but basically all we have to do is just replicate this. So we would cut it off like here. You just have to remember this design, how many this is. You just put that up further that way, and then you just keep putting these on, which is every 2 blocks we have one of these, right? I think that's every 2. Yes, it is. So that's just the system, and you can just keep going. You just need to extend all of the rails. I would recommend, if you do go any longer with the rails, doing the one full stretch of one block and then another full stretch of another block, and then doing that kind of thing, because otherwise Scrap Mechanic does like to be a little bit weird with that. But that is how it is. And also adding like pillars like this will also help, having it connected to an object, because things in Scrap Mechanic, even though it is kind of realistic, but they will droop, and not in the way that they'll just droop and then break, but they'll do very, very interesting things. And not necessarily things you want to find out. But yeah, as the sun is setting, I think this is a great place to leave it. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Just, you know, tune in whenever. I will be live streaming on Sunday every single week at 10 a.m. Sydney time. Now, I used to live stream on Friday, but, you know, because of the school term now, I will be occupied on Friday. Why did the sun just fade out of existence? But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. It, you know, help support the channel. And I will be seeing you in the next one.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small.